This podcast is brought to you by Solarfi.com, the leader in solar alternative energy news, marketing, and advertising. Request a free quote on what it would cost to install solar PV, solar hot water, solar pool heating, or a wind turbine at Solarfi.com. Now on to our podcast. Understanding the Oregon Public Utility Commission's Solar PV Incentive Program. In an effort to bolster solar energy use in the state, the Oregon Public Utility Commission has enacted a solar photovoltaic incentive program to compensate users for the energy generated by their solar power systems. Of course, understanding the actual implementation of the program takes some effort. Consider this your primer for Oregon's Solar Incentive Program. Overview. Simply put, the Oregon Public Utility Commission Solar Incentive Program means that homeowners and small business owners with solar power systems are entitled to receive a credit for as much as 65 cents per kilowatt hour for their utility company, PacifiCorp, Portland General Electric, or Idaho Power, depending on the county you live in. Similar programs have been very successful in Germany and Canada, and like comparable foreign programs, this program offers a valuable incentive to private solar owners because the credits earned over the 15-year period of the program can cover the cost of a solar PV system installation as well as reduce energy bills for customers for many years. Theoretically, this would translate into an increase in the number of new solar power installations, particularly smaller systems, as homeowners and businesses seek to take advantage of the financial benefits of the incentive program. The Solar Incentive Program applies to new solar PV systems installed after July 1st, 2010, and enrollment will be closed either when a 25 megawatt cap is reached or on March 31st, 2015, whichever happens first. Expected benefits. The incentives are intended to cover the cost of initial solar PV system installations, including financing over a period of several years. Using current solar power production rates and average installation prices, this means that the incentive program will pay for the typical solar PV installation in Oregon in about 15 years. Consumers will be pleased to know that once their upfront investment is satisfied by the incentive program's credits, future credits will lower their monthly energy bill for the remainder of the 15-year term of the solar incentive program, essentially turning their solar PV system into a moneymaker. Net metering. One important point to remember is that the Oregon Incentive Plan is designed to compensate consumers based on net metering principles. Net metering is a method for balancing the electricity generated by a solar power system against how much electricity the homeowner or business actually uses. During the summer, a solar PV system will typically generate more electricity than the consumer needs during the month. Conversely, during the winter, a solar power system will generate less electricity than the consumer uses. The Oregon Solar Incentive Program is not designed to compensate consumers for the extra electricity generated during summer months, but rather prorates the fixed rate credit earned during peak season to cover months when electricity production does not meet demand. Based on the net metering principle, it is important that consumers purchase and install systems scaled to meet and not necessarily exceed their needs, as only electricity generated for the consumer's use is eligible for the incentive. Excess electricity fed back to the grid does not qualify a solar power user for any additional credits. This is a significant difference between the Oregon plan and plans adopted by other countries. Incentive rate breakdown. Portland General Electric, PacifiCorp, and Idaho Power, utility companies that service 3/4 of the state of Oregon's electricity customers, will pay credits based on rates established by the Oregon Public Utility Commission. The rates or qualifications differ among the utilities, counties, and the output capacity of the solar system. It is important to note that while the program incentive rates may be adjustable, the Oregon Public Utility Commission will review the rates every 6 months. Once a consumer locks into the program, their rate cannot change. Actual incentive rates will vary among the various counties, with sunnier counties with a higher potential for generating solar electricity receiving lower rates than counties with fewer sunny days per year. As stated earlier, smaller scale systems are favored by the Solar Incentive Program, but larger systems may participate through a yearly competitive bidding process held by the Oregon Public Utility Commission. Breakdown by county can be found at solarfi.com. Conclusion. When the law that created the Oregon Solar PV Incentive Program was approved by the state legislature, the Oregon Public Utilities Commission stated in a news release that the program was designed to test the use and effectiveness of the incentive rates for the installation of solar systems on homes and small businesses. As defined by the incentive program, a small-scale solar PV system generates 10 kilowatts or less of electricity. A medium-scale system generates more than 10 kilowatts but less than 100 kilowatts. Finally, thanks to legislation such as this, it seems that the solar power is beginning to break into the general consumer market. Combined with federal tax credits, the Oregon Solar PV Incentive Program should help turn those who have previously considered solar power out of their reach into actual solar energy system owners. Time will tell if the program will result in a significant increase in home and small businesses based on solar power system installations, but Oregon's legislation sends a clear message that the state is serious about promoting alternative energy and that solar power may soon enjoy its day in the sun. This has been a SolarFi.com podcast recording. SolarFi is the leader in solar alternative energy news, marketing, and advertising. Request a free quote on what it would cost to install solar PV, solar hot water, solar pool heating, or a wind turbine at solarfi.com.